a city surrounded by the sea.
The city of sails, the home of the cup.
No place better to be. It's gotta be Auckland, the city of Auckland. It's gotta be Auckland, there's no place better to be. We know who we are, we know where we're going. We're all one, Pacific family.
With the sun on its face, there's only one place.
There's no place better to be. It's gotta be Auckland, the city of Auckland. It's gotta be Auckland, the city of Auckland. It's gotta be Auckland, there's no place better to be. It's gotta be Auckland.
Well, the Britomart Project will go a long way towards transforming Auckland into the outstanding city of the South Pacific.
We're keeping the best of the old while introducing new development, which is going to add vitality to the city.
We'll have a world-class public transport system, something that we can all be very proud of.
Aucklanders are being asked to approve a major transformation of the city's downtown area, complete with an underground transport terminal.
It's going to introduce new people in new buildings and quite large numbers of people, which will add significant benefits to the central business district.
Well, we'll be ready for the America's Cup, we'll be ready for the world, and you know the best thing, it won't be a cost on the ratepayers.
No ratepayer funding to transform a desolate, rundown area dominated by the motor car, to return downtown Auckland to the people, to link harbour and city to every suburb, a development on a scale of Geneva, Singapore and Sydney. All that to describe the Britomart Transport Centre. Doesn't sound much, does it? A couple of bus shelters and a few pot plants should do the trick. Well, there's a bit more to it than that. The old Central Post Office, an historic building. Not that you'd know it to see it now. More of that later. What many Aucklanders don't realise is that 80 years ago, this was the site of the city's central railway station. And so it will be again. Follow me on a journey of discovery, for this will be the gateway to an underground transport centre 5 levels below ground. A bus and rail terminal, intercity trains, suburban services and the light rail of the future. Up to 80 bus bays, taxi ranks, underground parking and a shopping complex. What a shopping complex! What a transformation of the old post office. All linked to the harbour and its ferries. For the city's mayor, Les Mills, this is a major milestone.
Well, this is the city's most exciting project ever, a vision that's really worth fighting for.
But why build an underground transport terminal?
Well, it's simple. If we don't, Auckland's public transport system will never be world-class, and we'll never be able to achieve the links between the downtown and the harbour that we so importantly need.
Auckland's roads are becoming clogged with traffic, and more motorways won't solve the problem. If the current traffic increase continues, then the number of cars will double in less than 20 years. The response of Transit New Zealand has been to put $360 million worth of roading projects on the drawing board. However, mindful of the need to support public transport, they will help fund the Britomart rail extension. More motorways and a lack of government funding for public transport would spell disaster, because Auckland, built on an isthmus, is quite literally a bottleneck, as any Auckland commuter will tell you.
I hate it. I don't like it at all. I have to go to work, so I have to do it. I'm sick of it. I'm late to work again.
It is a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
And it would be good to see the government put some extra funding into the Auckland City itself and get some fast rail or something like that on.
How do you cope with it?
Can't really, there's not much you can do about it, I guess. I mean, you're just stuck in traffic all the way through, right from the word go till you get to here.
It's just getting worse and worse.
If there was a decent public transport system, would you use it?
Yes, definitely.
Certainly it'd be better than this.
Yes, we're in dying need of a public transport system.
One of the reasons Aucklanders are reluctant to use existing public transport is because public transport services and terminals are scattered all over the city, and commuters are often taken where they don't want to go. It's simply not convenient. You can't travel from one end of Auckland to another on public transport without a time-consuming shuffle from one terminal to another. Dark, windy and wet, with security problems. The vast majority of Aucklanders put that in the too hard basket and drive instead. Now commuters will be able to cross the region by public transport with just a single change. And what a transformation there will be. For a start, all Quay Street road traffic will go underground from about this point. City and harbour will merge, a major transformation. The waterfront becoming a traffic-free zone. Trees, parks, restaurants, sidewalk cafes. A development not dissimilar to Vancouver or Sydney's Darling Harbour. And if the reaction of Sydney is anything to go by, Auckland's waterfront will become a hive of activity. If you think what's happening above ground is exciting, wait till you see what's happening below in the extraordinary Britomart Transport Centre. The main entrance will be through the old Central Post Office. This was once an ornate building with wonderful glass domes, a building that has deteriorated into a vandalised disgrace. Recently bought by the Auckland City Council, it is about to change quite dramatically. A major clean-up, a major transformation to its former glory, similar to Sydney's world-famous Queen Victoria building. A large, attractive atrium surrounded by modern shops with specially designed, open and bright spaces. All leading to a lower level where all trains and buses will arrive. Mainline intercity trains right into the heart of Auckland. Commuter trains, buses and provision for the light rail system that will eventually serve Auckland. But it will involve digging a big hole, 5 stories down, in what is reclaimed land. Peter Boardman is the structural and civil engineering consultant who's also working on the Museum of New Zealand project.
What we're going to do is dig a trench all the way around the site that goes right through all the harbour fill and the overlying materials and goes right down into the bedrock. That's some 20 metres deep. We then fill that with bentonite as the hole's being dug, and in turn the hole is filled with concrete.
But for the layman, you are actually going to be doing this on reclaimed land. And has it been done before? Is this a first?
It's been done many, many times before. It's a well-established technique that has been used in Geneva, right through the continent, through Australia. And probably the most notable example is the World Trade Center in New York City. It has a basement constructed using exactly this technique through very, very similar materials. That particular excavation has been well monitored and has performed very, very well for the 20 years or so that it's been constructed.
So you're sure it won't leak?
I'm absolutely confident it won't leak. And what's more, we're going to bring in very specialised contractors to carry out the work. There are some 4 or 5 international companies who have much experience in constructing these walls, and we will choose one of those to build it.
The city sees this as just the beginning.
Well, it's the start of a comprehensive, interlinking public transport system, something that will see a real alternative for Aucklanders to get them out of their cars and off the motorways, a vision that enables us to look forward to an interlinked system that really integrates our trams, our buses, our trains, our cross-harbour ferries, something that's a real positive alternative to the motor car.
Is this a long-term solution?
Yes, we can't afford a temporary solution. We have to have a solution that allows the people onto the waterfront, that gives a public transport system that is absolutely rock solid and sustainable through the next century. And this is a solution that will deliver all those things.
Also included in this 5-storey underground complex will be the train bus station and 4 levels of car parking and loading facilities for the buildings above. Buildings that will pay for the facilities below.
The project's one of about $280 million, and it's going to be possible to sell off the development pods on top of the site, and as well as paying for the development, the $280 million, they'll provide new buildings in many cases that will provide simply thousands of jobs for young people.
But how can you be so sure this will happen?
Well, there's been a lot of interest so far, and the sites will be adjacent to the harbour. They'll be on top of a transport centre. They'll be adjacent to our downtown. They'll be some of the most sought-after sites in the world, and we're already seeing evidence of that.
So the construction of the transport terminal and the development on the surface are interrelated?
Yes, they are, but they'll be developed according to very strict guidelines that's going to really preserve the whole historic nature of the site and the historic views that we've got, for instance, when we go along Custom Street.
Can you provide the financial details of exactly what's involved here?
It's pretty hard to do that because these companies that talk to us, both New Zealand and overseas, give us a lot of very private information. They share their secrets with us, and I don't think that we would attract them to the project if they knew we were really going to turn around and tell everyone about those secrets.
Is this really such a significant development?
Well, it's mighty significant. It's 5 floors beneath the ground. It's a railway terminal, a bus terminal, the beginnings of light rail. It's going to interconnect to the ferries. There's going to be 5 hectares on the surface, something like 4 Eden Parks, and you know, 3 times as big as a casino site, and that's a huge site.
LG Carter are leading the way with quality and style. Enhance your bathroom or kitchen with LG Carter's comprehensive range of popular fittings and accessories. Immerse yourself in luxury with the award-winning Caribbean and Numia corner shower enclosures from Clearlight, the first choice. Tap into these modern designs. This month, we're slashing 25% off selected Dorf tapware, taps you'll be proud of. Come and visit our expert sales team. LG Carter, quality products that will stand the test of time.
Who's offering much more than before?
Sounds like Sizzler. Oh, yeah.
Just order any steak, chicken or seafood meal and everything on the famous Sizzler Cellar Bar is included.
That sounds good.
Dinners start at just $18.50. It's more food and more value at Sizzler. Now that's much more than before.
Sounds like Sizzler, and that sounds good.
The team from Vita Health are committed to maintaining your good health and vitality. Our helpful staff can advise you with the answer to your every health need. Have you ever been confused on which health supplement is right for you? Whether you suffer from arthritis, insomnia, stress or the flu, Nature's Own and Natural Nutrition quality health supplements have a unique formula just for you. Nature's Own and Natural Nutrition. Now available from Vita Health, your personal one-stop health shop.
The new Corniche Living is now open in Link Drive on the shore. Corniche Living for quality Italian furniture, featuring genuine leather lounge suites of incomparable style. Its durability and ease of maintenance make leather furniture ideal for families. Cool in summer and warm in winter. A leather lounge suite is an investment in taste, lifestyle and extraordinary comfort. Visit the new Corniche Living soon at 18 Link Drive, Whiteowl Park.
Welcome to the House of Knives. The House of Knives. So much more than just a knife shop.
Jack, Simone's gone ballistic and walked out. She's the linchpin of the whole project. We are in deep trouble.
I'll fix it. Executive Task Force, I need a top specialist for 6 weeks to help us complete.
When your business has a short-term requirement for the very best in professional expertise, call Executive Task Force on 0800 663 083.
Tomorrow, great.
Executive Task Force.
Every Thursday, we're off the planet and into the unknown with the Science Show.
They can calculate surroundings, will react. The data thus collected.
The Science Show, every Thursday at 6:30 on ATV.
For the underground story is just the start of this remarkable project. The area we are talking about will cover 1.5 city blocks between the Central Post Office and Britomart Place. This is the sensitive part of the project, for some existing buildings will have to go. The good news being, most of the heritage character of the whole site will be retained. The Central Post Office, the Wharf Police Station, Australis House.
And the Northern Steamship Company building, although this will be wheeled a little further down the street to fit into a new development. Some buildings will have to go, including the Union Fish Company building here on Quay Street.
Well, most development is a trade-off, and in this case it's a trade-off between being able to develop a really good first-class underground transport terminal that is going to serve us into the next century and preserving all of the old buildings. The important thing is that we're preserving the very best of them, and we're allowing a little bit of development space that's going to create some wonderful icons for the future. And that's the trade-off, to be able to save the best and still have room for producing the best in the next century.
But there is no escaping the fact 7 buildings, which some people regard as important, will have to go. They will be replaced with new buildings, including an hotel and offices, along with open spaces.
Why is it necessary for so many buildings to go?
You know, there are a whole lot of views on buildings, but one thing's for sure, a society that tries to freeze itself in time inevitably decays. There's got to be room in our society to allow progress, to allow development of the new, the very best of the new, while we save the best of the old. And you know, that allows us to progress with enterprise and excellence. And it gives us something for future generations where they can look right back and they can enjoy the present and look forward into the future.
The irony being, those buildings that remain will be protected and preserved for far longer than if the development does not take place.
Customs Street will become a special heritage zone, but this will be no mere facade. From the street frontage back a full 13 metres, these buildings will be retained.
Sydney has achieved marvels, and it will be a condition of the Auckland development that those 13 metres are developed to meet the requirements of the heritage character of the street. Kiwi consultant Michael Cullen has worked on many of Sydney's major projects.
There is a debate here in Auckland with many people saying that far too many old buildings, our heritage, has to be destroyed for this development. Is this unusual?
No, it's not unusual. In fact, it's more the practice than the exception. So the debate is entirely appropriate. It needs to be maintained, but it needs to be considered not just in the light of preserving our heritage for our existing generations and generations to come, but it also needs to be considered in the light of a basket of things, including the quality of the project and the building and its architecture and its function that can be put in its place. So heritage shouldn't be considered as a backward-looking, no change issue. It really needs to be considered in the light of a range of issues, such as the quality of the development that takes its place.
Is it really possible, though, to retain this heritage feel with a new building?
The heritage character of the past adds a wonderful layer on which you can build and institute modern-day uses. And the balance of both, and where it is done correctly, adds a synergy that you wouldn't get from a new development alone. So, in my view, they can coexist very well together. And examples such as the wonderful restoration and adaptive reuse of Sydney's Queen Victoria building is a classic example of how the two worked very well together. And I think you have the capacity and ability in the city to do that with the post office building as a part of the Britomart development.
Can new buildings really be designed, though, in such a way that they can accommodate this desire to retain the heritage feel?
Well, I don't think that new buildings should be backward-looking in their architecture, but they need to respect the buildings that are there and the character of those buildings. And architects these days are very good at doing that, so I would have extreme faith in the architectural practice and being able to manage the transition between the styles of the buildings that you love from the past and those that are going to exist in the future.
There will be height restrictions to preserve the historic aspect. And if you're wondering whether it's been done before on such a scale, yes, it has. Vancouver, a classic example of what can be achieved in blending the best of the old with the new requirements of a modern, sophisticated city. Ian Thomas was responsible for much of Vancouver's transformation.
Your reaction then to what's happening here in Auckland with this development of the Britomart?
I think it's something that's long overdue. I think Auckland has had this infatuation with the automobile for a long time, but it comes with a huge price tag. And I think as we move closer to the next millennium, that you're going to have to think of alternative means of transport. And there, I believe, has to be a total balance between the private automobile and moving people in an efficient and expeditious manner around the city. So I think the Britomart initiative is, in my opinion, should be totally welcomed, and it's a great initiative for the city.
But Aucklanders are in love with their motor cars. I mean, there's a huge mindset to change here.
Yes, but it comes with a huge price tag, and as the city slowly gridlocks itself, people are going to get very frustrated. And if there are alternative means of transport which are comfortable, not overly luxurious, but comfortable and fast and efficient, a lot of people will sacrifice a bit of personal freedom for the efficiency of a good public transportation system. You know, to that extent, I think Auckland must be one of the few major cities in the world that hasn't embraced a public transportation system.
Within the overall redevelopment, there will be the equivalent of 4 Eden Parks of open space, a series of restful areas in downtown Auckland. That's one of the more exciting prospects for Harbour Edge Committee Chairman, Councillor Ken Graham.
There's a number of exciting aspects to it, but one is, of course, that Auckland will get an underground transport terminal of world-class standing, and that, of course, will be a tremendous boost not only for public transport, but for the downtown area generally, and I believe that'll revitalise the downtown area. The other thing that's exciting about the proposal is it's going to open up the city to the harbour, and as we're aware, Auckland's got probably one of the best harbours in the world, if not the best harbour in the world, and the public are going to have direct access to that waterfront across Quay Street.
If the reaction from Sydney is anything to go by, Aucklanders will embrace the new development.
So what do you think of Darling Harbour?
Oh, I think it's a fantastic place. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's wonderful for the tourism industry.
I think it's a very nice establishment here. By stateside standards, this is very nice.
Just having the open area is a big thing with the harbour beside it. I think it's a great area.
Now the big question, when? When is it going to happen?
We've got a public consultation process to go through now, and when that's completed at the end of August, we'll obviously then have to make our final decisions. There'll be some consents to get, and we're hoping that we can get underway perhaps about March in 1996. And so it's important that we do get the development underway in early 96 to have it completed before the America's Cup.
Is all this because of the America's Cup?
Well, no, not really. We were planning this well before Sir Peter and the Black Magic team left New Zealand. Really, this has got a life of its own, but you know, the America's Cup will be a tremendous force towards making it happen.
And yet people associated with Fremantle have warned Auckland not to get too excited.
Well, you know, they did bring in over $1 billion during the time of the Cup, and they created 9,000 jobs and left a wonderful heritage. And tourism is New Zealand's biggest single industry. So we've got every right to be excited. Yet the bottom line really is Aucklanders into the 21st century, and this opens up some great lifestyle opportunities for all of us for the next 100 years.
In the Pacific Ocean, there's a city surrounded by the sea.
The city of sails, the home of the cup.
No place better to be.
It's gotta be Auckland,
the city of Auckland. It's gotta be Auckland. There's no place better to be. We know who we are, we know where we're going. We're all one Pacific family.
With the sun on its face, there's only one place.
There's no place better to be. It's gotta be Auckland.